Hey, good evening, Leopard fans. Today we're at our softball field with head coach Kelby Cronic. Want to spend a few minutes with Coach talking about the season that he had last year, the historic season, and also about what's coming in the future. And then we're going to pay some tributes to his seniors from this past year.
So, Coach Cronic, every coach that I've ever been associated with once the season was over, look forward to the next season and preparing. But we want to go back and we got to talk about this season. So, just tell us about it. Let us know how you felt about it. Let us know what it meant to this community and to you girls.
Season was one of those seasons that you'll never forget. Coming into the season, we knew we had the talent, the ability to go out and win a state championship. We've been there to Columbus the last 2 years prior to this. We finished third 2 years ago. We finished second the year before that or after that. So we knew the only way to get better was to come in and we had to win that last game. I mean, it was heartbreaking to get in there, face Social Circle, and lose a state championship game. So we came in with a group of seniors that I had, the team that was returning. We had one goal in mind, that was to go back and win the last game. So we came into the season just fired up, just determined. We weren't going to let anybody stand in our way. So we came out from day one and just played like nobody deserved to be on the field with us. And it was a great thing to see as a coach. And I mean, it's bad when you're beating teams 8-0, 10-0, but you still feel bad that you didn't play your best game.
Right.
You know, we're blowing teams off the field, and me and my assistant coaches were like, we still didn't play as good as we could. You know, season started rolling through about midway, and all of a sudden we hit that click. And then we knew we couldn't be touched. And then we just started rolling on, got to the state playoffs, made a historical run in the state playoffs, outscoring opponents 97-1. We gave it one run. That was in the state championship game. I mean, you can't – it was just one of those things. This season was all about the players. You know, I never once want to say, hey, I was the head coach of a state championship team or this is my team. I let the players know from the beginning, this is your team. You're the ones who've got to go out and do it for yourself because you've been there, you've tasted it, you know what you want. You know, I give all the credit to you, and that's what I try to do all year long, give those kids all the credit in the world. And I think I did a pretty good job of that. As far as the community, one of those things, first time in history, state championship game was played on a home field. We got to host it right here on this field.
That was fun.
You know, looking around, looking back at the people that were here, I think there was over 500 people here. And it was just great to bring that back so the community could see that. Because, you know, not everybody can travel to Columbus.
Right.
And it's, you know, you got video and stuff, but it's just not the same as being there. To come out that day and just see it, the stands crowded, you know, had to pull in extra bleachers behind the backstop, extra bleachers in the outfield, and they were all full. And to come out here and win that in front of the home crowd, I think that was just a treat to give back to them because really we couldn't have done this without the support of our community. The donations, the fundraising, all the stuff they put behind us to give us the things that we needed to do to be successful this season so the girls could focus on softball. And I can't thank the community enough for that. So, I mean, it was just I tell you, it was just great to sit back and watch. You know, even today I still go back and pull up videos from past games and just sit back and just watch them.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just
good.
I'll never forget it.
You know, Coach, you don't make that kind of run without a great senior class.
That's
and
correct.
This group of softball girls may be the best I've seen. You know, from Tybee to who got a lot of recognition with her pitching, but every one of those girls were important. How do you lose this type of senior class and stay successful in the future?
Underclassmen. We had a great underclassmen group this year, and coming into the season, I told my seniors, I said, when you leave here, I said, you leave it better than when you started. And I think they did a really good job of taking in the underclassmen, especially because we had a big freshman group this year.
Right.
And I told all those seniors, I said, you need to pick a freshman that plays in your position. I said, and you need to show them and teach them what it takes to be a Banks County softball player. So I think the leadership we had from our seniors last year, I mean, they took them in. They didn't say, oh, you're just a freshman. They took them in as, you're a part of this program. They didn't treat them less. They treated them just as equal as they were, if they were a senior themselves. So to replace that senior class, I mean, it's hard to replace any kind of group, especially a group of 7 seniors on the field who had played together from the time most of them were 8 years old. They created a strong bond with each other. So to replace this group, I mean, nobody's really replaceable. You got to come in, and me and my daughter, Madison, we've talked about it. You know, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? Well, we're just going to build on what we have. We have a foundation. We've got a great bunch of athletes coming up who have the talent, have the ability. You know, we're still capable of winning. I think we still have a chance to make another run at this again. You know, we're going to have to change up our perspective on how we're going to do things. But, you know, that group that we have coming back up, I mean, we're going to be solid at the plate. We're going to be solid defensively. You know, it's hard to replace some of the players that we're losing.
Right.
But I think we can come in and still be very successful with the next group that's coming in.
And talking about that senior class, how many of these girls have already committed to play at the next level? And if you can, tell us where they're going.
Let's see here. I think we have 5 of the 7 seniors that are committed to play softball. We have outfielders Jules Ayers, Kai Santiago, as well as our catcher Brooklyn Lewis, who are going to play at Emmanuel next year. Our third baseman Jill Martinet, who's committed to play at Reinhardt, and then our pitcher Tybee Denton, she's committed to go play at North Georgia. So that's 5 girls who are going to the next level to play softball. Also, our first baseman Chelsea Llewellyn, although she's going to play at the next level, she's going to go play golf. But still, that just shows you the kind of talent that we had on this field.
Great group of girls.
Girls that are ability can take them to the next level to play.
Right.
And one thing I can't say enough about these girls was this was a true family perspective of girls. Got along from day one. I mean, you're going to have your little spats here and there, but you couldn't ask for a more tight-knit group of girls. Whatever happened outside these walls, outside these fences, you know, it was one thing. But once they stepped inside these lines here, man, you couldn't have asked for a better group. They were going to give everything they had for each other, and they were going to sacrifice their bodies, their time, everything they had to win a softball game. And, I mean, I saw that from the beginning. You know, things weren't going quite right. They'd get together. They weren't screaming, yeah, hey, this is what we got to do. And we got on it. And, I mean, like I said, just got out there and got after it. It was
It's exciting to watch from a fan's perspective.
It is. It is.
Well, Coach, this group of seniors, I mean, you've talked about them a good bit already, and we're going to miss them. We're going to miss them in school, you know. But we're going to kind of step out of the way and address those seniors and talk to them individually if you'd like to, or talk to them as a group.
Okay.
But we know that they meant something to you individually. They meant something to each other, and they didn't get to spend that time this spring together. They certainly meant something to our school. They meant something to this community, like you've already talked to. So just talk to them a little bit, and we just want to honor them and going out this strange way.
All right. So for my first senior, it's kind of one that we really haven't talked about yet. My senior manager, Angela Torres. For as long as I've been a part of this program, going on nearly 10 years between the middle school and the high school, I have never seen a manager who took more pride and more dedication into her job and her role for this team than Angela Torres ever has. Never once did I have to say, things need to get done. It was, here, I need the keys, I need to get this done. So that's going to be another key part to replace. So Angela Torres, you are going to be missed so much. I was hoping to get you out here so you could train up some new girls for the upcoming season. But I tell you, this team, we couldn't function because, I mean, without water, this team doesn't function these hot days out here in softball. And Angela, I mean, the girls will tell you, you know, without you, we couldn't have went through these hot days of practices with, you know, the things that made sure you got them on the bus. So, I mean, Angela was a huge part of this team. Next senior, our catcher, Brooklyn Lewis. Brooklyn, it was great to have a catcher behind the plate that I didn't have to instruct or tell her, hey, this is what you need to do, make sure you're doing this. She was coming to me, hey, we need to try this, we need to try that. You know, a lot of times I didn't even have to call pitches because her and Tybee had it worked out so much that it was, hey, y'all take care of it. And Brooklyn was just such a key part, you know, a good leader behind the plate there of that bulldog attitude, wanting to get after it. So, Brooklyn, thank you for all you did for this program. Next, we'll take is Michaela Benfield. 4 years on the program and just a key figure. Never once complained about what her role was. Always came in each day wanting to work hard, and from the time she was a freshman to the time she was a senior, always just strive to get better and work harder. And I can't thank you enough, Michaela, for the effort you put into it and the time you put into this to finish out your senior season. And I hope for great success for you in the future. Chelsea Llewellyn. Chelsea, again, 4 years in the program. Having to constantly, you know, fight, and battle to get ahead. And you clawed, you battled, you fought, and you got in there, and you did a successful job. I hope that when you get in college, you don't put your coach through what you put me through and having to take you to the hospital like we did down in Columbus and the battles we had there. I want you to take care of yourself, and I hope you're very successful when you get to college and playing golf there. Next up, Kai Santiago. Kai was a 4-year starter for us, became probably one of the best center fielders that this program has ever seen, setting school records and stolen bases over 100. I don't think that record will ever be touched again. One of those players that if the ball went in the outfield, I just turned my head and got ready for the next inning because I knew it was going to get called. And it's one of those things where you had players on base, I was just daring them to run because I wanted Kai to show off her arm strength and just throw players out, and it was fun to watch that. Next up, we have Jules Ayers, another 4-year starter. Jules battled some injuries through her career, but overcame those. Easily could have said, I'm going to hang it up. I don't think so because I'm too worried about getting hurt, but she didn't. She stuck through her injuries, got better, and became a very key portion and key role in this program. Whether it was in the outfield, coming in, getting that key hit, late moments. Jules going on there, I wish you great success in college as well. Next up, we're going to Jill Martinet. Jill Martinet, wow, an all-around player. Coming in as a 6th grader and just meshed in well with this group of girls that have been together since they were young. Jill was one of those players that always had a smile on her face. Jill, you came in and brightened the day for everybody with your quirky little jokes, your funny little sayings, but always wanting to get in there and get after it. And wasn't going to let somebody take anything away from you. Your work ethic, your desire to want to be the best player you could possibly be, and striving to just be an all-around ball player and a great teammate. And Jill, I know going to Reinhardt is going to be a great thing for you, and I know you're going to bring lots of smiles to that program as well as a valuable asset to it. Pitcher, Tybee Denton. We know key to a successful program is having a good, successful pitcher. And Tybee, for 4 years, you showed that was your spot on the field. Taking that role in the circle. There has never been a better pitcher in the history of this program than Tybee, setting the all-time career strikeout records for a single season for a career. It was fun to have other schools tell me, "Hey, coach, can you ever throw me something I can hit?" Just the grin on my face and say, "Hey, you just got to hit what she throws you. If you can't hit it, that's your fault." Tybee, I know going to North Georgia, you are going to be a standout. And I know that you're going to be very successful there. And I hope to get a chance to come out and watch all of my players playing at the next level. Because I know you're all going to do great things and all be very successful. I can't thank you all enough for the memories you've given me, not just in this past season, the past 4 years here in high school, but the past several years, 10, 12 years that we've been together playing this game of softball. The ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. You seniors did what I asked you to do in the beginning. You left it better than you found it. And I can't thank you enough for what you did for this program, for this community, and for me as a coach. Thank you so much for everything that you've done, and I wish you all the best. I can't thank you enough. I love you all.